Good morning, dear students. In the last slide, we studied regarding the seminiferous tubule so that we can understand the proper process of the spermatogenesis. Okay, now let us go for the gametogenesis. Here, the gametogenesis involves two types. One is the spermatogenesis, another one is the oogenesis. The process of formation of haploid gametes from the diploid germ cells in the gonads is called as gametogenesis. As we know that the male gonads are the testes and the female gonads are the ovaries, so that the gametogenesis in the male is called as spermatogenesis, that which begins at the puberty. And the same process, the gametogenesis in the female is called as oogenesis, which starts at the embryonic stage. Okay, now you understood the definition of the gametogenesis. It is the process of formation of haploid gametes from the diploid germ cells in the gonads. It may be the male gonad or the female gonad is called as the gametogenesis. The gametogenesis that occur in the male, we call it as the spermatogenesis. Suppose in female, we call it as the oogenesis. Next, let us see the process of the spermatogenesis. In the last slide, we studied that where does the spermatogenesis actually begin? The spermatogenesis will occur in the seminiferous tubules. Where it occurs? It occurs in the seminiferous tubule. So that we studied yesterday the structure of the seminiferous tubules. Okay. The process of formation of haploid male gametes means sperm. Il male gamete ಯಾವುದು ಅಂದರೆ sperm in the seminiferous tubule of the testes is called as spermatogenesis. Understood? This is the definition of the spermatogenesis. What it is? It is the process of the formation of the haploid male gametes. ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ gametes always they carry single set of the chromosomes. Okay, the male gamete is the sperm here. Where it occurs? It occurs in the seminiferous tubules of the testes. Okay, this process is called as the spermatogenesis. As we studied in the yesterday's class, the inner wall of the seminiferous tubules contains two types of cells. One cell is called as the spermatogonial cell or the spermatogonium. These are also called as the germ cells, and another cells are called as Sertoli cells. These are also called as supporting cells. Okay, when the germ cells divides, means it undergoes series of the meiotic division and develops into sperms. And during that period only, the Sertoli cells nourishes the developing sperms. Now let us study how does the spermatogenesis takes place. Next you see, this is the schematic representation. Of the spermatogenesis. See, here have you shown in the diagram. Here it includes three phases. One is the multiplication phase, growth phase, and the maturation phase. Yes, what are the three phases here? It includes the multiplication phase, the growth phase, and the maturation phase. It involves the formation of spermatids. Okay, without the three stages. Multiplication phase. What happens here in the multiplication phase? As you know that the seminiferous tubule is lined by a germinal epithelium and it have the two different types of cells. One is the spermatogonial cell. Other one is the Sertoli cells. The spermatogonium cells we call it as the diploid cells. See here 2n means we have a complete set of the chromosomes. As we have the 46 number of the chromosomes, we are the diploid. Single means 23. Okay, it has to undergo differentiated into a diploid cell into the haploid gametes. It has to undergo series of the changes. What are those changes that occur here? Here the spermatogonial cell which is diploid, we call it as the spermatogonium. This undergo repeated mitotic division. You know mitosis, where the chromosome number will remain constant. Understood? That's why this mitosis is also called as equational division. A single spermatogonium which is diploid in nature, it multiply. That's why this phase is called as multiplication phase. Multiplies rapidly and develops a large number of the spermatogonia. Okay, produces a large number of the spermatogonia through which process? Through the mitosis. And again, in that one of the cell, okay, they undergo cell growth. Here, that is, we call it as the growth phase. What was the previous phase? Previous phase was the multiplication phase, where the spermatogonia undergoes repeated mitotic division and forms a large number of the diploid cells. Diploids andre ಎಷ್ಟು chromosomes ಇರ್ತವೆ? You will be having 46 number of the chromosomes. Okay, next will be the growth phase. Growth phase starts from here. There is a cell growth here. The spermatogonial cell grows by increasing its size with the help of the increasing in the cytoplasm and matures to form primary spermatocytes. Understood? Here what happens here? The spermatogonia after the multiplication, they increase their size. I've shown one of here. It increases the size and it matures and it forms the primary spermatocyte. This primary spermatocyte is also diploid. In order 2n anta bardiದೆ. It is also diploid in stage. Afterwards, they undergo meiosis 1. Meiotic 1 division. Now the reduction divisions takes place. ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, mitosis means equational division, meiosis means reductional division. Here in the meiosis 1, the primary spermatocytes undergoes reduction division to form two haploid cells. The primary spermatocytes undergo meiosis division, means reduction division, forms the two haploids. Here diploid cells divides to form two haploid secondary spermatocytes. Now this cell is called as secondary spermatocytes. Yeah, you also know that meiosis takes place in two stages. One is the meiosis 1 and second one is the meiosis 2. You know the meiosis 2 is exactly similar to that of the mitosis. And again it undergo meiosis 2 division to form 4 haploid spermatids. Understood this step? What happens here? The primary spermatocyte undergoes reduction division, means undergoes meiosis 1 to form two haploid secondary spermatocytes. The secondary spermatocytes, again it undergo meiosis 2 to form 4 haploid spermatids. After formation of the spermatids, these spermatids must undergo differentiate. They have to undergo a process called differentiation. That differentiation is called as the cell differentiation. To undergo a spermatozoa. You know that human sperm is still incomplete at this stage. Here in the spermatids, the sperms are oval in shape. Still they did not get the shape of the sperm like this. They don't have a proper tail. They don't have their head at all. Here they undergo cell differentiation and they convert or they undergo differentiation the spermatids into spermatozoa or the sperms. This process is called as spermiogenesis. Understood this one? You shall go to next slide. Here third in the maturation phase, as we explained in the last slide, the diploid primary spermatocytes undergo first meiosis, resulting in the formation of two equal haploid cells called secondary spermatocytes. This later undergoes secondary meiotic division to produce a 4 haploid spermatids. Okay, spermiogenesis means, as I shown in the last slide, the inactive non-motile spermatids. See here, these are the 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. The inactive non-motile spermatids, they get converted into or transformed into active motile spermatozoa, means sperms ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಹೆಸರು sperms ಅದಕ್ಕೆ. After spermiogenesis, this is a definition of the spermiogenesis, it could be asked for 1 mark. After spermiogenesis, the sperm head gets embedded in the Sertoli cells. As I said at first, the seminiferous is lined by 2 types of cells. One is the spermatogonial cells, other one is the Sertoli cells. Here in the Sertoli cells, what they do, the after spermiogenesis, they do not directly release into the lumen of the seminiferous tubule. They get attached to the Sertoli cells. Why they get attached? Because they get the nourishment and they completely development takes place and there is a release. Then the sperms are released from the seminiferous tubules. This process is called as the spermiation. Understood? I think this is a brief regarding this spermatogenesis. It undergoes in the 3 phases. One is the growth phase, or first one is the multiplication phase, the growth phase and the maturation phase. Next here, for the normal process of the gametogenesis, we require a well support of the hormones in our body. In the first year you have studied what are the different hormones that are produced by the gonads. Okay, you know that our hypothalamus will secrete GnRH hormone, means gonadotropin release hormones. And these releasing hormones, they will regulate, it acts like as a master gland, and the anterior pituitary gland secretes 2 types of gonadotropins. Gonads means, you know, the male gonads are called as testes, the female gonads are called as the ovaries. Here the 2 gonadotropins such as LH and the FSH. The function is different in the male and the female. The function of the hormones is different in the male and the female. Here in the male, the LH, they acts on the Leydig cells. Where these Leydig cells are present? They are present in between the interstitial spaces of the seminiferous tubules, as I shown in the last slide. They are present in between the interstitial spaces of the seminiferous tubule. They secrete an hormone called as androgens or the testosterone. We can also call it as the testosterone, and it stimulates, androgen stimulates the process of the spermatogenesis. The process of the spermatogenesis is stimulated by the androgens, which is secreted by the LH hormones, okay, under the influence of the anterior pituitary gland. Okay, in the what does the FSH do now? At the same time, the same hormone also, the called as FSH, is released by the anterior pituitary gland. They act on the Sertoli cells. See here, they act on the Sertoli cells, and it starts the secretion of factors for spermiogenesis. They secrete factors for spermiogenesis. What is spermiogenesis? The release of sperms, okay, or the differentiation of the spermatids into spermatozoa is called as spermiogenesis, where we will see at last cell differentiation. That process is called as the spermiogenesis. This hormone regulation for the spermatogenesis, it could be asked for 3 marks in the exam. Next, see here, this is a short slide. How does the spermatids gets converted into sperm? Here how, see here, the spermatids, they undergo series of changes or the series of the cell differentiation by losing and gaining certain things here. Okay, and at last they become the mature sperm. At last they become the mature sperm. The spermatids gets converted into the mature sperm. Now you see how is the structure of the sperm. See here this diagram. See here head is triangular. You will be having the long tail. This is the structure of the mature sperm. Here in this structure, the mature human sperm appears like this. The mature human sperm, it appears like this. Here it has the 4 different parts. You have the 4 different parts. Here this part is called as head. This part is called as the head, and the short, can you see here, short segment? This part is called as the neck. This part is called as the neck, and this one, can you see a little wide structure? This part is called as the middle piece. This part is called as the middle piece. The head, neck, the middle piece, and you can see this one, a long tail like structure. This is called as the tail. This is called as the tail. This is the structure of the mature sperm. Structure of the mature sperm. Here, how does the sperm will be? Let us discuss in the detail. When we examine the structure of the sperm, it is a very microscopic structure. It is very microscopic structure. It is composed of the head, neck, the middle piece, and the tail. 4 parts, then pitgore, head, neck, middle piece, and the tail. The entire sperm is covered by a protective membrane called as the plasma membrane. Covered by a plasma membrane which envelops the whole body of the sperm. Next, here you see, when you see the sperm head here, when you see the sperm's head, the sperm head contains an elongated haploid nucleus. The sperm head contains the elongated nucleus. Elongated haploid nucleus, where the anterior portion of the sperm, you see here, it is like triangular structure. The anterior portion of the sperm is covered by a cap-like structure called as the acrosome. Can you see here in this diagram? It covered a cap-like structure called as an acrosome. A-C-R-O-S-O-M-E. Covered by an acrosome. This acrosome main function is that it is filled with enzymes. Enzymes, which kind of enzymes? Hydrolytic enzymes that help during the fertilization of the ovum. That helps during the fertilization of the ovum. Next, the middle piece. Neck is the short one. Next, the middle piece. Can you see here? It is like spring-like, ribbon-like structure. The middle piece possesses a numerous number of mitochondria. The middle piece possesses the numerous number of the mitochondria which produces energy. You know, mitochondria is called the powerhouse of the cell, which produces the energy for the movement of the tail. Because tail has to swim along the genital tract and it has to fertilize the egg. So it has the long tail. Now that's why it is called as the motile sperm anta kariteve now. Motile means movement. Motile sperm. The middle piece possesses numerous number of the mitochondria which produces energy for the movement of the tail and facilitate the sperm motility. Facilitate the sperm motility necessary for the process of the fertilization. Okay. Next, this is the structure of the sperm. Actually, the human male ejaculates. The human male ejaculates nearly 200 to 300 millions of sperms during the sexual intercourse. How many? 200 to 300 millions of sperms during the sexual intercourse. During this process, during normal fertility, at least only the 60% of the sperms must have normal shape and size, and at last 40% them show vigorous motility. The sperms released from the seminiferous tubules, as I said that they are released into the lumen of the seminiferous tubules, are transported to the accessory ducts, such as accessory ducts in the male, this one testes, all this you all know that you have studied in the first slide, that is the vasa differentia, epididymis, vasa efferentia, and so on. Here the secretions of the epididymis, vasa deferens, seminal vesicle, okay, and prostate glands, all are the essential for the maturation and the motility of the sperms. Okay. Now the seminal plasma along with the sperms, I have said in very first slide, the seminal plasma along with the sperms, now it constitutes the semen. Now the function of male accessory ducts and the male accessory glands are maintained by the testicular hormones such as androgens or the testosterone. Understood now? This is the brief structure of the sperm and also the process of the spermatogenesis. Okay. Thank you. In the next class, video class, we shall study regarding the oogenesis.